Well, we lost internet connection and we lost Saul, but we're back now to finish the rest of the show. I don't know where we were, but what we're going to do anyway is we're going to tell you about our friends over at More Furniture, because at least we didn't lose these comfy chairs that we get to sit in every single day.
They're not buffering.
They are not buffering. They're soft as ever. So shout out to our friends over at More Furniture. And if you guys need some furniture to spruce up your home, check them out during their fall sale. It's happening at morefurniture.com. That's morfurniture.com. All right, you ready for a screenshot? I got a screenshot for you guys.
Well, can we get a screenshot now that the internet's
It's an audio
screenshot. It's an audio screenshot that we'll have to talk about, too?
Yeah, I didn't think about that.
Well, we can describe it because we'll put the video
to you.
up.
Anyway, here's your screenshot presented by Arizona Department of Health Services. COVID-19 vaccines are free for everyone 5 and older. Those 12 and older are also now eligible for a booster. Visit azhealth.gov/find-vaccine for a location near you. So everyone in the chat was talking about it earlier. Devin Booker posted a screenshot of LeBron James from a press conference back in the day with, quote, mood underneath it. And I want to know if you guys think this is something, nothing, or everything, because
I think we actually have the audio of that press conference.
Do we?
That the screenshot was
that's even
from.
better, because if you haven't heard what LeBron said in that presser, well, here it is.
Does it bother you that so many people are happy to see you fail?
Absolutely not. Because at the end of the day, all the people that was rooting on me to fail, at the end of the day, they got to wake up tomorrow and have the same life that they had before they woke up today. They got the same personal problems that they had today. And I'm going to continue to live the way I want to live and continue to do the things that I want to do with me and my family and be happy with that. So
at the end of the day, you still broke, you still miserable, and you still ain't Devin Booker.
Is
it something, nothing, or everything?
The only thing that was egregious in that clip is LeBron's hairline there. Other than that, I don't have any problem with what was said or the fact that Devin Booker is projecting that out into the world, because it felt like every outlet and every national guy was ready to jump on the Suns the second anything went wrong early in this preseason or regular season. And that was his, I don't give an F about you. And quite frankly, he shouldn't. The Suns have proven themselves over the last few years, and one preseason game doesn't define him or this team. So have your fun on Twitter, yuck it up, but it don't matter.
I'm going to say it's something, and it's not because I think that anyone should care about what happened. Like, if this had happened to any other NBA team, we would all be chiming in with the jokes too, because it's objectively funny for an NBA team to lose to a team from another league. Like, it just is. Even if it's preseason, like, people don't care how many minutes our starters played. They just want to make their jokes. And they have about this franchise for the last 2 years because Devin Booker is the face of it. And that's where I think it transitions to something, because I understand people are saying, I wish he hadn't acknowledged this at all and had just, treated it like this is beneath me. It's not even worth addressing. But at the same time, after the summer that this team has had, the way that people have reacted to him being on the cover and him being a top 5 MVP candidate and him being top 10 in ESPN NBA rank and all this other stuff, constantly saying he's overrated and all this other stuff, if you had to go through another day of people joking and making the slanderous comments and whatnot, I'm okay with him addressing it. I don't mind it at all. It is something. It's clear that he's kind of annoyed by it and this is his way of addressing it, but I fully support it because it's annoying at this point.
Or is it just him finally clapping back a little bit? Because we rarely see Devin clap back to anything that is said about him over the course of his career. He's hardly ever done that. Yeah. So is he finally just being go ahead, talk your talk. I don't care, because this is my life. I'm doing things that are beneficial for me, my team, my family, generations to come. If you don't like it, we'll get in line.
Or was he at the salon with Kendall? Was he a Bledsoe situation? It had nothing to do with basketball.
You stop it. I think clapping back is a way of letting people know that you're annoyed. I don't think it means he cares necessarily, because obviously you're posting that LeBron James clip, but I don't think it's just nothing for him to say something in this regard over a preseason game. And this is why, again, people don't they're going to look at this and be like, wow, he felt the need to address this from a preseason game. But for us here in Phoenix, we understand People have just been talking shit about him for years, and it's okay for him to finally say something about it.
Saul, you think this is something, nothing, or everything?
Oh, absolutely nothing. Honestly, like, I think Devin Booker's just kind of sick of it. He's just kind of tired of the slander, tired of the Sun slander, and how, how they go and approach their business on a day-to-day basis. Everything from last year. I just think, like, people are so quick to bury him, but never quick to praise them.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, I agree with Gerald. I think he's just, you know what? I'm sorry you guys all have shitty lives, that you feel like you have to pull me down, but it ain't happening. I'm going to just keep going.
Yeah, I got $250 million to go roll around in and not care about your bullshit on Twitter.
Yep.
That's the biggest thing that drives me nuts about, you want to talk about NBA fans or the Twitter discourse or whatever you want to call it. But like we've brought this up before, so many people watch this sport just to rip on its best players or on teams. And I don't understand it. Like every superstar, you could name any superstar in the NBA and you would in the back of your mind think of something that someone has ripped on them for at some point in time. And it's can't we just watch basketball to enjoy the fucking talent that's on display and not do this?
Basketball. It's just for clicks. It's content. It's baited content. That's what half of social media is these days. And it's super unfortunate that we all buy into it, right? How many times have you seen people on Suns Twitter be like, yo, stop engaging with these outrageous Mavs fans. Stop engaging when the Clippers fans come in your mentions and try and do this or that. Like at some point in time, we have to stop allowing them to bait us into engagement.
You mean like when EJ did that to me at like 1 a.m. this morning? Why?
Wait,
why did you? He was like, "Why are you interacting with this fool that obviously knows nothing about basketball?"
There you go.
I was like, "I don't know." He hopped in my mentions.
EJ giving you a free therapy session.
But it's so true. It's absolutely true. Like, and we got to talk about this too, though. The NBA is the most appealing sport because they don't, you see them on an every other day basis. You see their reactions to every single thing. There's only 12 of them, and an individual can take over a game from time to time, as opposed to the other sports outside of maybe baseball with a pitcher if a pitcher's on fire. But like it's just a different kind of game, and it appeals to a lot of people on multiple different levels. And so it's the most relatable because you know what somebody's feeling in a certain moment. And that's also the bad part about it, is because people think that you're vulnerable in whatever moments because they don't understand. That's the biggest thing, is like so many people that have either never played the game or never played the game past like middle school have no idea the intensity and the feelings and the way people approach things on the court. I played against Mike Bibby in high school. Never had emotion for anything. Never showed it on his face. He would drop 50 on your head and it would be like, I just woke up. You know what I mean? Like it didn't matter. Whereas I would be like, if I drop 50 on your head, you're going to hear it the whole time. You know what I mean? Like people are just different. It doesn't mean one approach is better than the other, but people want to attack whatever approach doesn't appeal to them all the time. And I'm here to say, like, dude, get a life and go somewhere else, man.
Look, valid criticism, I don't mind. It's the irrational stuff a lot of times that drives me nuts. And so you're totally right that the NBA too is the most shareable sport because they don't care if you share their highlights or you meme their highlights or any of that stuff. So, well, that's a good thing. It comes with the double-edged sword of it becomes a lot easier to criticize in that way too.
Yeah. It's easily the most accessible sports league, and that is a double-edged sword.
But that's what makes it so great to me. Like that's why I love it more than the rest of the sports, is because of the accessibility to the players, to those stories, to those emotions. Like that is also the best part of it too.
But that's the crazy thing though, is like you look at a guy like LeBron, right? Who on the court, he can be a little whiny. You don't like the way he plays, or maybe you're just an MJ fan like I am, and you're just like, I refuse to put you at the top of the pedestal. But a lot of people can't separate basketball from the human. And if you look at LeBron, the human, he's one of the best people in the world. He constantly gives back, gives a lot of his money back to the communities, to the kids, to different philanthropic, endeavors. Like, why can't we just be humble enough to understand, like, okay, I'm attacking LeBron as a basketball player because I don't like this decision. Cool. But you can't just sit there and say, I hate LeBron James all the time because I just don't like him. Like, why?
Because everything's one-dimensional and there's no nuance when it's on social, in particular Twitter. Because you can't have depth. You can't say, I saw this, but I don't believe that that's always true. Like, it's all or nothing. It's never depth.
I know you guys have seen this, Lindsay. I know you've seen this in Espo. I know you've seen this too, and I assume you have, Gerald. Like, if you've ever seen Devin Booker at a charity event, or like when they did the fashion walk a couple years ago, the fashion show, and there was this little girl that he was walking down the runway with, and the time that he took like 15 minutes just to spend time talking to this little girl. And like, if you've ever had a conversation with a 5-year-old, Espo's in this boat right now, like, it can be difficult, right? Like, it takes a very unique human being to be able to relate to somebody on that level. And that he took the time and the effort to do that kind of stuff, but people don't see that. No. They don't see that all the time. And when they do see it, it's like force fed to them through the prism of the team, as opposed to like you just genuinely seeing that. But people need to understand, like, these guys put a lot of time and effort, not only into the game and to what their routine is, but also into the community, into people. Like, they genuinely care. Like Devin Booker, I know, genuinely cares about Suns fans. But Suns fans will be quick, or NBA fans will be quick to turn around and be like, well, he didn't do this, or he didn't do this, or he didn't do this. And it's just toxic.
During pregame routines, you see him when he leaves the court, like, it's just, he's like the Pied Piper, the way that the fans are gathered around him just to get autographs, and the way that he takes time doing that. I usually
play the flute behind him.
Right, so. Exactly. He's an exemplary dude in that respect. I think with this particular conversation, though, it is directly related to what happened in a preseason game. I think we're all a little bit sensitive as Suns people based on the way the last few months have been. We're a little tightly wound up over this, so the jokes were probably hitting deeper than they should have. They were funny. They were funny, but Twitter was a toxic place last night because of us backlashing to these jokes. And like, it's unfortunate that Devin Booker gave it a response and gave it more life the next day. But I understand from his perspective, like, man, it's been months and years of this shit. Like, stop.
It's a natural human reaction.
Right.
And we want that from our athletes. And when they give it, we shit on them for it. And that's problematic to me too. Oh, we want these guys to be real. And then you show them emotion, and then they get hammered for it. I hate that about it.
DA is the model citizen for that. Like,
if he's happy, oh, he's too happy.
Yeah, doesn't care.
If he's upset, oh, he's an ass.
Yeah, like, not aggressive enough. He's playing video games way too late. It's complete. Look at his body language. It's not good. Blah blah blah. It's like, oh, dude, it's just.
We just want to have our cake and eat it too.
Just take a step back. Take a deep breath.
Just give me winning basketball.
No, you know what you need. You know what you need.
What?
You need to go get yourself some OGs and just calm. You know what? Down.
The fuck.
Yes.
They're all their new flavor?
Yes, it should be. Let's talk to them. They need a flavor that's just, you know, calm yourself down. But
maybe that's our next shirt.
Maybe. That's actually a really good idea.
Calm the fuck down.
Yeah.
Sponsored by
OGs and Suns.
That's our
crossover shirt.
Hold on,
let's go.
That's our theme for the
collaboration?
year. Calm the fuck down.
That's our theme for the year.
There it is.
Calm the fuck down.
There you go.
Welcome to Suns 2022. Calm the fuck down.
With a PH.
Yes. Yes.
You guys should definitely grab some OGs, whether it's their uppers, the downers. I don't remember what they're called.
Sativa, indica.
Don't say uppers and downers.
Oh, my bad.
That's a different kind.
This ain't Molly.
No, this is embarrassing.
They got powders in it.
Can we rewind and cut that off? No, didn't you say like indica and sativa is like
it won't
one
make you go to
gives
sleep.
you more energy and one makes you a little sleepier?
Uppers and downers are completely
well,
different.
that's what I meant. I'm
Lynn's
sorry.
just pushing Quaaludes on her.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
No, not uppers and downers.
This is so embarrassing. Let me try again. Whether you would like a little bit more energy.
By the way,
from your
crack
OGs.
is an upper.
Crack is last.
So You're making this worse. I'm going to start turning red. Lord have mercy. Espo, I think you need to do OG's ads from now on because I'm failing miserably.
That's OGs.com, OGEZ.com, or you can find them at your local dispensaries, indica, sativa, whatever you need. They got you covered. The best flavors in the business. Lindsay's trying to sell you something else, but I'm trying to sell you OGs right here. Calm the fuck down.
The new Sleepy Time gummy is elite with that new CBN. Oh my goodness. I took it last night. I took 10 mgs for the first time. I don't even remember life.
CBM, that's the same league that the 36ers were in, right?
Yeah.
Oh.
I don't.
Ew.
Like I fell asleep and I woke up and I was like, what the hell just happened the last 10 hours?
But did you feel real rested?
Man, so rested.
A lot of Suns
So
fans
rested.
wish they had done that last time.
Yeah. Sometimes you just got to do it. Sometimes you just got to pop an OGs when
Get a good night's
when you're
sleep.
stressed and you're just like, okay, let me just that honestly that is the best pivot is if you look and you know Twitter is just going to be ravaged with trolls. Just pop an OGs and call it a day.
Get above
Put your
it.
phone down.
Put some Ted Lasso on and just chill.
Tap that believe sign.
All right, one last time. You can check them out at ogsbrands.com. You can find them on Instagram at ogsbrands, and you can find their products at your local dispensary, but you must be 21 years or older to purchase. Stop it, Saul. I'm already embarrassed.
You can find what Lindsay was pushing.
My ears are hot. The back of my head is throbbing because I'm already embarrassed.
You can find what
Those
Lindsay was
uppers.
pushing anywhere that there's shoes strung over an electrical wire.
Land the plane.
Oh my God.
Land it.
If you see somebody wearing an orange hoodie or a beanie, walk the other way.
You know, my boy. All right. Goodbye, everybody. Thank you for tuning in. You can follow me on Twitter at Lindsay's with AZ. You can follow Saul _Bookman. You can follow Gerald at Gerald Bourget. And of course, you can follow Espo at Espo. Espo, take us home.
Can I do it?
No, I got one.
Oh, I got one
Okay,
too.
do it.
Okay,
You go first.
You
Saul.
go first.
Okay. Just remember, when the internet goes down, the show gets better. So look for the replay.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say whether you're up or down, you can always come here to fuck around.
No plan B, always on the job. My team move like the mob, turn the beat on. I throw it down like DA on the lot. Best combo since KJ, Marley, and Charles. If you squad, just sitting on the chat, get involved. Rhymes say it's got flavor.